I would request Dr. Farooq Khan Saab, who is the managing partner of Diwan Advocate, a leading firm in Delhi. Dr. Farooq Khan, Advocate Saab.
Yeah, Shukriya Khalid Saab. First of all, Assalamu alaikum. Very good evening to all of you. So I have been given a topic to speak on social media hate mongering, challenges and remedies. So I have carefully analyzed what my learned senior colleagues, Nasir Bhai, Ishtiaq Sahab, my senior and mentor, Mr. Ghazi, have just put forth their viewpoints. Now, coming back to the subject which has been chosen for me to speak, let me tell you one thing that's, though I might agree with certain and I subscribe to certain views being put forth by my learned colleagues, and I might disagree with certain views. Now, we know very well that there exists a fine line between right to freedom of speech and expression and license to insult. So as far as the rights are exercised for criticizing someone, even the community at large, with certain constructive criticism, I don't mind. But when this expression, this right is being used to insult, right, deliberately insult, to demean a particular community, then it is something which has to be legally dealt with. Now the point is, I will now briefly analyze, I will try to put substance to my arguments from a research which was done by RAND Corporation. You must be aware about this corporation. It's a leading think tank of United States, and it was entrusted with responsibility of doing research vis-a-vis the relation vis-a-vis the Russia, Trump, and America. So applying the propositions given by the RAND Corporation, and I would appreciate if you could spare some of your time to read it, because it actually covers what we are facing as of now. It says four things. There is a difference between hate news and fake news. We must understand. We cannot club both together. Fake news is a different thing. Fake news is also that, the Prime Minister, with all my great regards to him, he comes on television and he says that we were not making, PPE before this particular pandemic. So that is a fake news. That is not a hate news, because that news does not create any hatred in the community, in any section of the community, right, or the society. So first of all, we have to understand what is hate news and what is fake news. So I'm not going to cover the fake news. The government across the spectrum, not only this government, other governments as well, we all know very well in democratic setup that how they create and manufacture fake news to build a narrative which suits them, which helps them, in governance. So as per the double think word coined by the 19th century, that novel 1984 by Orwell, that is very relevant to a note here. So coming back to RAND Corporation, we must understand that there is something called as reporting, how you have to cover it, how you want to control this, nuisance. So one is reporting. So first of all, we must understand that what reporting means. Reporting means that, like if you are in social media, or if you are on Facebook, Twitter, or any type of social media, reporting means that if you see any hate message, you can directly report it to that platform, irrespective of the outcome. That you should not get disappointed that whether your reporting has yielded positive result or not. You are duty bound. When there is a tool available, you report it to Twitter, you report it to Facebook, you report it to WhatsApp, or the other platform, Instagram or whatever, that see this is, and they have the, it's a template form that what it actually affects. So first of all is reporting. You must report. Now, in this reporting, let me also tell you one thing very important. What is the problem? Problem is that with the growing unemployment in the country, youth are being cultivated to peddle hatred. This gives them a sense of responsibility that they are under this, at the back of their mind, they think that they're helping the nation building by doing this. The problem is, what is happening? Now, the problem, precisely to my opinion, is that we overreact. We overreact means, I will try to explain this with an illustration. Let's assume a person having 20 followers on Twitter, he chooses to write something on his Twitter ID about demeaning a Muslim community or Islam, and that is an Islamophobic statement, very abusive. Now we jump and we take away that tweet and we start amplifying it. Is it needed? The person whose original audiences was not more than 20 people, even if all those 20 people were going to read his tweet, we are amplifying it. So we are multiplying the abuses on ourselves. So we have to leave them. Imagine they're playing their own match. They have their own stadium. They have their own spectators. They have their own team. They are playing their own match. So these all fake news, hate news are being created for you. You are their intended targeted recipient. The moment you stop reacting with all these irrelevant, tweets and Facebook having no, real identity in the life, they will learn the lesson. Because what is happening? Now, let me give you an example of Mr. Kapil Mishra. See, I'm a lawyer. I won't mind taking names because I think that with names, we can give a good illustration. So Mr. Kapil Mishra, just Google. When he was a MLA from Aam Aadmi Party, he went on record in Delhi Assembly raising a very, very serious allegation against our current Prime Minister in Assembly. Mind it, not in the media or anything, in Assembly, floor of the Assembly. Now, and you would find his hundred of videos, speeches saying, defending that he is how secular he is at the core of his heart, how he loves India, irrespective of their own, all religion, caste, creed, sex, everything. Now, suddenly, he had certain fight with Kejriwal and other team, Mr. Kejriwal and other team. And he chooses to, and he was, thrown out of the party. Now he joined the BJP. Now he had the identity crisis, how he was going to justify his voters or how the BJP was going to justify that this man who was admonishing your prime supreme leader, quote unquote, is now being inducted in your party. So what he should do? He started creating a narrative against Muslims because he wanted to jump the long queue. He had a long queue. There are, many people who of course we all know who are in political discourse or understand the politics, that everyone who is in politics in a particular constituency, there is 100 or 150 or 200 aspirants for a ticket. And even for the ruling party, so that's more important. So now what happened to that? He started creating a narrative. And let me tell you very candidly, bluntly, you might agree or disagree, we made him a leader. We made him a leader because we started catching we started catching his narratives on the Twitter, on the Facebook, and we started making action, reaction. Remember, society does not work on the concept of laws of Newton, right? That every action has a reaction. No, not at all. Society has a different set of laws to function. That's very important to comprehend. That is very important to understand. Now, if I give you a per contra example, like my seniors who are from Bombay, they will testify. We have an example of Mr. Sanjay Nirupam. When he was in Shiv Sena, you can see his statements. And now he's a secular at heart. Nobody can match his secular credentials. So what is this? So the ideology for politicians is politics. They want power. They want to amass power, be it at any cost. So we should not be worried about that. Now, having said that, there stands a clear distinction. When I say ignore, boycott, it does not mean to everyone. No, not at all. Don't ignore those peoples. Don't get trapped who has no identity. Fake ID bana rakhi hai. They have a fake ID on a Facebook. No verification. Farji picture laga rakhi hai. There's a huge force more, with everything. Kahin jhanda laga rakha hai, kahin tirshul laga rakha hai, kahin talwar laga rakhi hai. Unko koi janta nahi hai. They have a real identity crisis. So ignore them, boycott them, just report, do your duty reporting to the media, to that platform, and just keep quiet. Don't start taking a screenshot and sending it to broadcast to all WhatsApp. See, this man is demeaning my religion. This man is demeaning my prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What happens when you start circulating abuse? let's assume, which has a demeaning comment on my beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if you are broadcasting it to 1,000 people are reading this. So we are making a party to sin. Let aside the legal, factors involved therein. So we should immediately not do it. Number one. Number two. Now, but we should not aspire the verified, the known people. The known people means some so-called journalists, so-called, because now they are good at the theater drama, but they want to call themselves as a journalist. So let it be. We should call them by the names. Calling them by the names means not fighting on the social media, because we will be overpowered by them. They have a huge IT cell machinery, right? So you can't compete with them. Even the Congress party does not have the IT cell, so where we as a common Indians could have, right? So we don't have the money to fund, and we have a lot of good priorities to do instead of wasting our hard-earned money on the IT cells, right? So even that is not a welcome idea. Now, what we should do, every one of us, even if not collectively, if not what you say, then we can do individually. अगर इस्तेमाही तौर पे नहीं तो इंफरादी तौर पे हम कर सकते हैं इस बात. Simply, you choose a news in which you have verified that this is a fake news. This is a hate news and fake news and hate both news. Now you are convinced. Check it, cross-verify it with multiple channels. यानी आजकल तो information utility is very much easily accessible. And thereafter, you file a case in your city. Don't rush to High Court. Don't rush to Supreme Court. Don't rush to any good. If you are in tier 2 cities, it's a good place. Suppose that you are in Sasaram, or you are in Gaya, or you are in Aurangabad in Maharashtra. File it. Simple complaint. File it. And pursue it. Don't expect the result from the judicial proceedings to come instantly. Never, ever. Now, as my mentor and my senior, Mr. Ghazi, is here, with his permission, I will tell you one thing, one example, which may be helpful to all of you. In 2007, I graduated myself from Aligarh Muslim University. I did my law, joint practice. And in 2007 itself, Times of India published a news in somewhere in the month of September that AMU, where degrees are sold like toffees, right? So this was a byline, and it was published to the second page of Times of India. And I was a fresh, so I was working as a junior at that point of time, and even I'm junior to Mr. Ghazi as of now. So I was working with Mr. Ghazi, and we discussed, and I apprised him that we must take certain action. He agreed, and we sent a notice under my name, he was my lawyer, I was his client. We sent a notice, and in 2007, we filed a civil defamation suit against Times of India for 1 lakh rupees. In 2007, I did not have any means because I was a struggling lawyer, right? So I could not afford a much higher court fee, because the more you claim your quantum, you have to pay the court fee. So at that time, in 1 lakh, it was 4,000 rupees, so which we were able to pay, thanks to Mr. Ghazi at that point of time also. And we agreed that let us make an example. So we are fighting from 2007. Now I am a petitioner in person as well in their matter. And I will now, let me tell you that the Times of India has written an unconditional apology, and that has been tendered before the Honorable Court. They have said, I'm sorry, mujhe maaf kar do. AMU is an exalted institution. AMU is an institution of national importance, heritage, ye, wo. But after a persistent fight, after 12 years of fight. So if you start, so this is our system. So this is not exclusive to you only. It is exclusive not to the fake news cases or hate news cases. This is an applicability to all type of cases. So what you have to do now, so you file a case and you hire a good lawyer. Don't only go for a community lawyer. I have a very, a reservation of the community lawyer definition. Lawyer is a lawyer. I have seen many lawyers not hailing from my community, but doing good and better job than lot of us together in the court, right? In the pro bono. So hire a lawyer, professional lawyer, not a community lawyer, right? Pay him the fees, all right? Pay him the fee, take his services professionally, right? And let him pursue your case. And time and again, you keep on following up with your lawyer. What is the case? Believe me, if you have a good case, you are going to get the desired result. And in India, let me tell you one thing also, with having certain limited knowledge of law, and as a practicing lawyer, I can tell you that sometimes trial is more cumbersome than conviction. सजा भले उसमें 2 साल की ही हो, लेकिन अगर ट्रायल में 4 चक्कर भी लग गए दिल्ली से औरंगाबाद के तो होश ठिकाने आ जाएंगे, right? So I'm telling this to you, if we start deliberating, if we start working on the nuclear module, right, we can do something. Now I will request Mr. Ansari to please point out if my time is over, so that I will immediately stop, or else I may continue. So the point being here, what I'm trying to argue and what I'm trying to make submit, that we have to control ourselves. We have to understand that what is needed, what is not needed. We must not fall into the trap of the hate mongering. We must understand that they have a very powerful, unholy nexus syndicate at back of their support. Why? Because the governments, the present incumbent government is actively supporting, because we have seen that when Delhi High Court, Justice Muralidhar, one of the finest judges of this country, when he said, when he, at that point of time, at the height of the Delhi riots, when the video footage was shown in the court to the learned Solicitor General of India, and Justice Muralidhar asked, this does not qualify as a hate speech? They will inquire. All right. So you're, and when he was, in a midnight, he was transferred, matter was sent to the other roster, the original roster of Chief Justice, and then what the learned Solicitor General, we need time, because this time is not cordial. So 2 months, time is not cordial. 2 months. And let me tell you, 5 years time will never come to conducive to file an FIR against them. So now we say that these are the independent of the government. No, they are not independent of the government. They are the part of the larger conspiracy which is being hatched against you, because it serves their agenda. It serves their policy, because the moment this hate narrative and fake narrative is out of the picture, people will start raising question on the common issues. People will start raising question on the economy, the job, health, everything. But the government, be it any government, they want to always create a counter narrative again, to engage yourself, to get yourself engaged. So this is my humble submission. I'm so thankful and grateful for all of you for giving me, for having this patience of hearing me. And if I have been, a little harsh somewhere, I seek in this month of Ramzan, I seek unconditional apology. I seek apologies from you. No, I'm not finding the word. I'm saying that I apologize to you. Sorry, in sometime in Ramzan, you are not able to frame your sentences after completing your high octane speech. So I apologize to you, and we must join hands, and we must start doing this work on an individual level in our cities, albeit with a condition that we must internally coordinate. That if I'm filing a complaint in my home city, I'm coming from Bihar, let's assume for a moment, if I'm filing a complaint against Mr. A or Miss A as a journalist for one news item, let a similar complaint be filed with this different set of facts, somehow tweaking the facts, that how the lawyers do. You can go to Aurangabad in Maharashtra and file that. Let that Mr. A or Miss A travel to Bhabua, my home city, sometime to Aurangabad, sometime to Jammu, sometime to Kerala. Let them travel. Let them file permanent exemption application under section 205 of CRPC, and let us oppose that application tooth and nail. तो ऐसे लोगों का इलाज इन्हीं के तरीके से होगा. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful for the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and in advance, Eid Mubarak to everyone. Assalamu alaikum.